Unprecedented crisis, which is why some airlines are looking to raise cash fast. Well, now British Airways is selling off surplus in-flight crockery, glassware and blankets, as well as trolleys from retired Boeing 747 aircraft. Now, the airline says it's a unique chance for aviation buffs to get their hands on items which have circled the globe hundreds of times. Rhys Jones is from frequent flyer website headforpoints.com.
As a result of the coronavirus, British Airways made the decision to retire their Boeing 747 aircraft earlier this year. And that's 31 aircraft, and those had big first-class cabins. And as a result of that, it now means that British Airways will be entering 2021 with about 40% fewer first-class seats available in its network. All of a sudden, they've got plenty of crockery and stuff that they don't really need anymore. So I think they're just trying to clear out their warehouses and make a bit more room for what's coming.
What sort of person is going to buy their wares?
Well, I think we've seen a real range of people, actually. We've seen people who fly first class often and just want to kind of, have a bit of nostalgia about flying in a year when they haven't been able to do that much. And we've got people who would never fly first class, who, want to recreate the experience at home a bit. We've got av geeks who are a bit more kind of geeky about it and, quite enjoy having like a 747 trolley at home. So it's a real mix, really.
Which category do you fit into? Because I hear that you've been making some purchases.
I would say I fit into 2 or 3 of the categories, really. I fly quite a bit for work in first class and business class, but I'm also a bit of an av geek. I've got a few bits that I've collected in the past, including some amenity kits, stuff like that. I've also got a few other bits here, which are slightly less usual. So British Airways introduced a new aircraft type last year, the A350, and I was able to be on the inaugural flight of that. And as a result, I've got signed safety cards with the pilots' signatures there.
Rhys, what have you bought from this fire sale?
Well, I bought a bit of crockery, so I've got some mugs because you can never have too many mugs, and I've also got some sort of saucers and cups for an afternoon tea set.
I have a confession to make. I have some airline memorabilia. I have some Concorde bits and pieces. I mean, is this an investment, or is it really a publicity stunt on behalf of the airlines?
From the airline, I think, it's more of a publicity stunt. Selling this stuff isn't going to affect their bottom line that much. We're talking maybe a few millions they're making, if that. And as we've seen this year, airlines need billions to keep going. Most airlines have had billions of dollars or euros in bailouts. So in a way, it's not going to make a huge difference to their finances, but it is a good way of, bringing a bit of joy into people's lives.
Other airlines have also made some similar novel moves, haven't they, to raise funds. Talk me through those.
Yeah, so for example, Qantas has done a few of these flights to nowhere, where it basically you get on an aircraft and it flies you in a massive circle and then you land back where you started. These are kind of sightseeing flights. So for example, I believe they flew over the Great Barrier Reef and passengers got an amazing view of the reefs there. Singapore Airlines has also been doing, has also repurposed their A380s as restaurants. So instead of flying anywhere, you can actually book a slot, sit on an aircraft for a few hours, enjoy a kind of normal passenger meal, and then get back off and go back home. So all these airlines have been trying to create novel experiences in a year that's been really unusual for them.
And finally, let's dive into the world